Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Andre? What's up?
Muy, muy bueno. ¿Y tú?
Um, uh, what? How do you say más o menos? Is that
That is
more or
you.
less?
Yep. That is more or
Yeah,
less. Yep.
yeah. Um,
Wow.
it's not even a descriptor, but that feels right for some reason. I'm all right. How are you?
I am good. It's been a long week, but I am ready to get spooked. And here's why: getting spooked relaxes me. I mean, that's why we do this podcast to begin with, because I love it. Like getting spooked just like calms me down. It puts me in my comfort zone. It's
Yeah,
it's nourishing to my soul.
yeah. I do, and I wonder if that means that you and I are both extremely broken people because most people would not be comforted by severe fright.
Okay, I used to think that, but there's no fucking way, because I don't feel like I am that dysfunctional in any other areas of my life besides the fact that I love spooky, like creepy, dark shit. I just think that like that just like scares most people because it's the unknown, and we're the kind of people that the unknown intrigues us rather than
Mm.
scares us. So give yourself some credit, pat yourself on the shoulder. You're a queen.
Okay.
Now, no, okay, but like no joke. Some days I'll go in, I'll get to work, and I have a computer, and I'll be like, you know what, I'm just gonna like fuck around for like 10 or 15 minutes. And I'll just watch like spooky YouTube videos, just like first thing in the morning, just like to wake myself up, and that like gets me through the day. So
Oh,
yeah,
interesting. Knowing where you work.
at the
Isn't
morgue,
it
I
isn't it
know.
spooky enough already, Andre?
Tell me about it. Okay, but hey, you know what's spookier? The
Me.
dangerous games that, I mean, yes, but God, the dangerous games that we're talking about today, because we're doing a part two. Insert sound effect here. Boop, boop.
You are not gonna insert sound
I'm not.
effects. Actually,
We're too cheap. We're too lazy. We're not doing it.
we can sit down together and record some sound effects, and then we can make those
Dude,
a thing for
we're,
season two.
we should actually do that. But okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to Scary Talk 29. Oh my god, 30 is almost here. Our podcast is almost having like its midlife, well, quarter to life crisis, hopefully.
Our podcast is a strong, independent woman who don't need no man.
I know. Wow. We're so proud. We stand.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
episode 29, we're doing a part two to Dangerous Games because one of our stands, whose name escapes me because I am a terrible person, suggested
Edson.
it. And yes, indeed. Hi, shout out. So, yes, Dangerous Games, part two. We love this. Let's do it. So Shannon, what's a dangerous game? No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna go first. So, if everyone's ready, gather around, get your popcorn, get your tea, make a circle, put on the fire. I'm going to be talking about two different games today, and the first one is called Dry Bones. Shannon, have you ever heard of this?
Is that like what my chiropractor thinks I have?
Yes, but also a dangerous game.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it is a dangerous game since, unless you fix that, you're playing with your health, girl. That's a
Oh,
game. It's not a
you're
fun game
right.
you want to be playing. Um, Dry Bones. Okay. So I actually didn't know about it until recently, until like for this episode. I loved it though. One of the games that I'm gonna be talking about, this one is definitely like a game that you can do. The other one is not as feasible. It feels almost like a creepy pasta, but I still like it just as much. So onto Dry Bones. Dry Bones is basically a hybrid of one man hide and seek that I talked about the on the first part of this, and also the Midnight Game, which I actually also talked about,
Huh.
and Bloody Mary, which everyone knows about. So it's kind of a mixture
Ooh.
of those three. So it's perfectly horrid. Now the stakes are high for this, but unlike, for example, the Midnight Man or One Man Hide and Seek, so both of the ones that I talked about, where like there literally is no reward, it's just like high risk. This one does have a reward, and it's basically that like if you survive the right or whatever, you can ask the entity for like a wish, and it'll come true. Um,
I want everyone to know that if you play this and then the entity is me and Andre, we'll consider it.
um we can't guarantee anything though. Oh, actually, speaking of, the article that I read, um article from the ghostinmymachine.com, by the way, great kind of like encyclopedia for dangerous games and urban legends and stuff like that. I didn't know about it, but super great website. Everyone go check it out. But that's where I got most of the info for this, and it mentioned that like this entity will grant you whatever wish you have, but within reason. Like the price has to, like the fact that you do the game for the entity has to justify to the entity that like whatever you asked for was like enough. Like basically you can't ask for a unicorn just because you did that little game. Like he won't give you that, but he will give you something more feasible.
Well, fuck him, honestly. Like, I'm not doing a fucking blood demon summoning for, like, a horse. Like, I could get a horse anywhere. I want a unicorn.
I mean, listen, it's as fair as it can be. I think it's fine. Like if I was that entity and I had limited resources, I don't know how the demon world works. If you can just grant anything like beyond the laws of physics, but if I was that entity, I wouldn't just like I have to budget. I don't know. Um, so anyway, the article mentions that you obviously, as with any of these games, play at your own risk, and indeed you do. And boy, is it risky. So what do you need? One player only. Actually, one of the first steps is to make sure that everyone in your house leaves, like that your house is clear of people and pets. You don't want your little dog to get demonized. And so, what else? You're gonna need a bathroom. You're gonna need a mirror. You're gonna need matches and a watch or some timekeeping device. Now, the actual game consists of basically you entering a bathroom, closing the door behind you. This has to be at 12:01 a.m. So like right after midnight. Also, you have to have made sure that you like closed all the cabinets and doors in your house. I'm not sure exactly why, but you're supposed to close everything. I guess so the demon can't like stay afterwards hidden in some kind of like I don't know. So like close all your jars, fucking lock all your cabinets, turn off all the lights, and like I said, enter the bathroom, close the door behind you, and face the mirror. If you hear anything unusual, do not proceed. Leave immediately, exit the house, go somewhere safe, do not return until daylight. Thoughts so far?
But, like, what is qualified as unusual?
I mean, anything you don't usually hear in the bathroom, I suppose. Like if you hear someone, I guess if the demon just took a shit and he flushes, you're like, well, you'll be like racking your brain. Is that unusual? Should I leave?
Like a demon fart.
What does a demon fart sound like?
It sounds ungodly.
That's fine. Okay. If you hear nothing out of the ordinary, then you can proceed. Okay, so let's say that you proceed. What you have to do now is you have to think of something that you want. You have to think about it very hard. You have to visualize it in your head if you can. So just think about it very clearly, and then you light a match and you let that match burn out. Now, if the match burns out in under 15 seconds, do not proceed. Again, leave immediately, exit the house, go somewhere else, do not return until daylight. If the match burns for at least 15 seconds, then you may proceed. So a lot of very, you have to be in your zone when you're playing this. You can forget any of the rules or you're fucked. It's kind of like, I don't know. So what do you do next? You lie on the ground and you speak the words. I don't know if I should speak these words. I'm scared. But quote unquote, I am aware of your presence. I welcome you into my house. Basically, like you can come. And then you exit the bathroom. You close the door behind you. You go to the biggest room in your house. And then you close that door behind you, and then you wait. The article mentions that you could be waiting at this point from anywhere from like 5 minutes to an hour. Like the demon, I don't know, he has like paperwork to do, and so he takes time to get there. Wait after you've gone to the biggest room in your house and close the door behind you. You wait, and then the demon, I guess, comes. If you hear anything, though, other than a low moan or a slight rattling noise, do not proceed. You leave immediately, you exit the house, again, go somewhere safe, and do not return until daylight. If you hear just a low moan or a slight rattling noise, then you may proceed. Love this.
So when the demon comes, he's gonna give you a moan.
Yeah. That's how you'll know he's there. You're like, the demon, is that you, Mr. Z? So
Oh, Z boy.
like I guess this was all technically the prelude to the game. The actual game is you literally just run and hide, and you do it quickly and quietly. So like right after you hit that moan, you're supposed to run somewhere else and hide quick, and then
I mean, you know I would.
you stay hidden until 3 a.m. So 3 hours basically, in like a fucking closet or something. Do not let him
Do
see
you
you.
think?
What?
Do you think this is how Kesha had sex with her ghost?
Dude, oh my god. Can we talk about that for a second? So I actually Shannon, you explain it.
I don't know anything
So
beyond that. I guess on a talk show, she told someone she had had sex with a
yeah,
ghost.
I think it was Ellen. She, I don't know how the topic came up. They were talking about something supernatural, and Kesha was like, "Oh well, like one time I had intercourse with a ghost." And whoever the host was, which I think was Ellen, was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yeah, like it was very passionate, but it was very strange." And I'm like, all I could think is like, wait, like, can you feel a ghost stick, or is it just like air? Like, I'm so confused. Like, did it just feel like someone was like blowing into her vagina, like air, or like?
Well, if we refer back to our episode on shadow people, they mention feeling actual moments of touch, but it's always like an instant, like a slap or something. So maybe it's like every once in a while she felt something, but
I
for the most
mean,
part, it was nothing.
like forget shadow people, just think of like sleep paralysis. Some people say that they feel like these things, whatever they are, which aren't necessarily shadow people, it could be something else, that they like press on their chests and they like press on their
Mm.
heads. So but I don't think ghosts are that though. But I mean, ghosts are made of like ectoplasma in the Ghostbusters, so maybe they can take physical form. I don't know.
I hope it wasn't a Ghostbusters ghost.
I mean, it'd have to be. Maybe Kesha did have some ectoplasma dig. I mean, you don't know. We love you, Kesha. Now back into the game. So you run, you hide, quick, and you stay hidden until 3 a.m. Do not let this thing, doesn't have a name by the way in the whole article. Do not let him see you. Do not let him hear you, and do not let him catch you, or you're fucked. Now, what do you do after that? At 3 a.m., you return to the biggest room in your house once again. You close the door behind you, and you speak the following words: "Thank you for playing, but you must leave now." Basically, like, you're not welcome. If at first you do not hear any form of acknowledgement, then you repeat the phrase until you do. And it says that you will know when you hear it. It's not clear on that. The next step is sleep if you can. Um, when you awaken, return to your everyday life, your prize should be forthcoming. Final step: do not play this game again. And that's like in bold, so got it. Thoughts?
I don't really like the ones where they say just hide for 3 hours. Like, I feel like that would get really boring. I don't want to do that. Like, there's no like they're not giving like an option of what happens if they catch you either. So like, what is it gonna like touch
Yeah,
you? Is it gonna mess with you? Is it gonna give you hallucinations?
it's gonna try to have sex with you.
I
Um,
at least if there's consent involved, that it's an entirely different discussion.
I
Like,
mean, yeah, but still gross. So
is it
fearful.
gross or is the demon attractive?
I mean, I don't know. I guess I have to see what it looks like.
See, we don't know. We don't even know his name.
You know what? That's fair. I can't judge. You're not supposed to blow the match out if this wasn't obvious. You're supposed to let it burn on its own. If you blow the match out, even by accident, you have to exit the area and go somewhere safe immediately and do not return until the next day. Um, uh, so, just like a side note, I feel like I didn't make that super clear. Um, like, longer than 15 seconds, you can proceed. Shorter, you cannot proceed and you have to leave. Now, about the actual wish, the wish should arrive to you, according to the article, reasonably quickly after the completion of the game. Some players have reported it being waiting on their doorstep for them as soon as the next morning. Some caveats about the wish, though. Besides the fact that it can't like break the laws of physics, it also should not involve bringing harm to another person. If it does, he may decide that the price of the wish is steeper than the one you already paid, and he's not in the habit of letting debts go unpaid. Um, uh, and finally, what I loved about this article, the last caveat: if you decide to play the game again, don't. And that's all it says.
Oh
So
my god.
that is Dry Bones.
I'm intrigued, but also, did you ever actually use any bones?
No, I think it's called Dry Bones because maybe that is what happens if you do it wrong. Like, it just like burns you to a crisp, and then takes your dry bones, makes them into soup. I don't know. Um, so yeah, the demon's gonna make like broth with your bones, Shannon broth, Shabroth. Okay, speaking of name variations, last episode we were talking about like what our fans should be called, specifically yours, and my boyfriend came up with an idea, Stannins, as in Stan plus Shannon, and I love it, and I think we should do it.
I kind of
So
hate it.
Stannins and
It makes me
Standres. So
sad.
every time we start the episode now,
Stondres.
yeah, hello Stannins and Standres, and that's what we have to do, and
No,
we're
no,
doing
no.
it. So
No, no, we're not doing that. We're not putting them through that. No.
I'm gonna do it, and you can cut it out.
No. It okay, you can do it, I'll cut it out. It's embarrassing. And I was thinking about that too. I'm like, why is that such like a thing for me? And I think the reason is that like it creates a separation between us and them. And I just have this weird feeling. Like I've always felt like podcasts are meant to be like I feel like they're more personal. Like when we're talking, I feel like it's not just a conversation between me and you. I think it's like you're inviting them into the conversation, and I don't want them to feel like a stand-in. Like they
I
can be a
mean,
Jeffrey. You know what I mean?
but isn't that inviting? Like, if you're listening to us, then you're part of a little community called Stannins and Standres.
No. Sounds culty and weird. We don't do cults here.
Listen to episode 20, whatever, for more insight into why we don't. Okay,
Nice
anyway,
advertisement.
fine, whatever. Listen, okay, I had to plug it in, and also whatever. I had to try. Fine, we won't use them. Whatever.
We can
Um,
call them Stondres if you want. I feel
okay,
like more
fine. I'll
people
call
like you
mine
anyway.
Standres. Hi, my little Standres. Welcome back to another episode. Okay, so another dangerous game. This one was really interesting. Again, this next one is more like a creepy pasta. I don't know how feasible that actually is. You yourself will probably find a couple of like plot holes or like logical holes while
All
I'm
I care
talking
about
about
is
it.
whether or not I can do it.
I mean, you technically can do it. It's just really difficult, and you'll see why. So, this game is called 11 Miles. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so 11 Miles. Again, just one player, just like last game. Something else you'll need is your vehicle and the ability to operate it. And a deep wish or desire. I also got this one from theghostinmymachine.com. That is theghostinmymachine.com, not sponsored. Next, the instructions to the actual game. What this game consists of is basically you driving down an 11-mile long road that magically appears when you go to the woods. Any woods. So,
Oh
great.
my god, what?
Um,
Say that again. Say
yeah.
that again.
Um, uh, the game is basically you driving down an 11-mile long road that appears when you go into the woods, any kind of
So
woods.
it doesn't it the game is to make the road appear.
I mean, that's just the beginning. The actual game is to drive down that road with all of its obstacles and then get to the end of it so you can make your wish.
What the fuck?
Okay, yeah, I know. Let me elaborate. So, first, finding the road. What you have to do is you have to begin at night, ideally at a time when whatever road, like your city, isn't well traveled. There's not a lot of traffic. Basically, begin at night and go somewhere where there isn't a lot of traffic. From there, drive to the woods, the nearest woods you have. These woods must be a particular type of woods, though. The road that you take to the woods must also pass through the woods. So keep that in mind. Drive, enter the woods, keep driving, begin looking carefully, let your wish guide you. Okay, whatever. You will know the road when you see it. So, and that's like all the article explains. Like, you have to just know it, feel it. I don't know. Keep driving. When you're certain that you found the road, turn down it. Now, the game is basically divided into 11 steps for the 11 miles, and this is it. So, first, it tells you that, like, before you reach the mile one, like checkpoint or like point, like before you reach the fact that you've like traveled 1 mile down this road, you can apparently still turn back if you're not sure you want to play, but once you've gone over a mile you can't turn back. Got it? So okay.
Okay.
um so if you're sure you want to keep going, you keep going, and what happens is, okay, now you're in mile one. What's going to happen is you're going to start getting cold, and you can turn your heater on. Keep driving. Now, this is mile 2. If you haven't already turned the heater on and you want to, now would be a good time to do so. If you do not, you might regret it later. Keep driving. Now you're on mile 3. Ignore any shadows in the trees, no matter how human they may seem. Keep driving. Now it's mile 4. Ignore any voices you may hear, no matter how human they may seem.
Oh, you know they're all blasting Britney Spears in their car.
No, 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 no. Do not play any music. That's a big rule here.
You can't play
Nothing.
work, bitch.
No CDs, no tapes, no nothing, no aux cord. I mean, I'd love to play Work Bitch while I'm hanging out with the ghost, but apparently it ruins the fucking game, and I want to get my wish, so I'm sorry, Brit Brit. Now, you keep driving. You're in mile 5 at this point. Ignore the vanishing of the trees, the sudden appearance of a lake, and the glowing of the moon. Like, this is very specific. Like, whoever played this, like, knows exactly what happens each mile. That's pretty impressive if this is indeed real. Anyway, you keep driving and you get to mile 6. Ignore the returning of the trees, the disappearance of the stars, and the flickering of your headlights. If your radio turns on, ignore that too. Ignore it no matter what it says. But do not attempt to turn it off no matter what. Congratulations, you are halfway done. Keep driving. Now you're in mile 7. Again, ignore any voices you may hear, no matter how close they may sound. Do not turn around, even if the voices appear to be coming from the back seat. Keep driving. Now you're in mile 8. Slow down, but do not stop. Brake if your headlights flicker, but do not stop, bitch. No matter how cold it gets, do not stop. No matter who or what you might see, do not stop. Keep driving. Now you're in mile 9. Your vehicle may stall. Close your eyes. Attempt to restart your vehicle. Do not open your eyes. No matter what you hear, do not open your eyes. When your vehicle starts, hit the gas as fast as you can. When the mile is over, you may open your eyes. Now, you may have gathered at this point that if you're driving with your eyes closed, it's kind of fucking hard. So, this is where the game kind of loses me a little. I don't know about you.
Well, yeah.
You're still supposed to continue though. I'm not sure exactly how people are doing this, just like with their eyes closed, but I guess they are, and they haven't crashed into anything, or maybe the road is magical and it doesn't let you crash. I don't know. Anyway, you keep driving. Now you're in mile 10. Do not look in your rear view mirror, I guess, because like your Rona is gonna be there. That's it for that mile. Keep driving. Now you're in mile 11. Your vehicle may lose power, but continue to move. Let it. Next, if you see a red light ahead, close your eyes. Close them tightly. Cover them with your hands if you must. Cover your ears if you can. Make sure you cannot see anything. No matter what you hear, do not look. No matter what you feel, do not look. No matter how hot it gets, do not look. When the power returns, stop your vehicle, open your eyes, take a moment, take a breath, and then keep driving. That's basically the game.
um, it sounds like a real sexy work of fiction.
I hope you
Um,
like my delivery at least.
I did. I thought that was exceptionally atmospheric. I will say that I like that though. I like the idea of it, and if it is something that is real or tangible, I think that, and this goes for every single game. Honestly, is like if you're if it's dangerous by nature, if it involves some kind of demon, I think that you can probably guess that the reality of like closing your eyes and driving on this road, whether your eyes are open or not, like it's probably a trap. And what they actually want to do is make you think you're in a forest, but you're actually in the middle of the city and you're about to run over someone. Um,
Dang.
that's what I would get from that. Is that it's like, oh, I'm gonna get my wish, and it's like, no, it's all a hallucination, and you're about to do something terrible.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm gonna think about it that way. Then now I don't want to play. Fine, you convinced me.
You
Um,
weren't gonna do it.
no,
I know
I
you
mean,
weren't.
I might for the reward. Now, hear this out. About receiving the actual reward, what you do is you basically keep driving until the road ends, and then you're supposed to stop, close your eyes, and then imagine that wish. Like imagine your deepest desire, and Oh, I like that the article mentions that like even if your wish has changed from what it was when you began the journey, imagine it all the same. And I love that it says that because yeah, like your wish will probably change. Like if you're freaked out at this point, your wish is probably gonna be like, get me the fuck out of here. It's kind of a waste of a wish. Okay, now about the actual reward. So like I said, you stop, you close your eyes, you imagine yourself having that, and then you open your eyes. If the thing was an object, check your trunk. If it's smaller than that, check your backseat. If it's smaller than that, check your pockets. Now, if the thing that you wished for wasn't a material object, just return to your life as normal and then check there. If it does not appear immediately, be patient, it will come. Okay, so now you've made your wish. You're still at the fucking woods though. You can now like okay, so what happens apparently is when you finish the game, you are supposed to find yourself at the start of the road. So I guess it was a circular road. And at this point, you can decide whether you want to go home or play again. So this game, you can actually play again. The choice is yours. Um, and a couple of caveats, the music one included. One, do not turn on the radio, CD player, MP3 player, nothing like that. Two, do not use a cell phone during the game. Do not open the windows. Do not drive faster than 30 miles per hour because demons care about speeding laws. Okay. Do not leave the car. So, I mean, when you get to the end, like, you can leave the car, but, like, you shouldn't leave the car anytime during the first 11 miles. Um, the article also says to keep your eyes on the road, but I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to do that for, like, mile 9 through 11 or something like that, where
I
you have to keep them
think once
closed.
you get back in the car, you can open them again because they said when you see the red light, close your eyes again. So
Mm, good point. Okay. Um, uh, that's the game. Thoughts?
I want to play it, but also I don't actually want to play it because I know when I drive to the forest, it's literally just gonna like not create a road, and then I'm gonna be pissed that I drove to a forest for no reason.
And then Slenderman's actually just like, gonna take you to his lair.
Oh my
So,
god. Or maybe Bigfoot. I don't know.
or maybe Bigfoot, yeah, to take off your shoes and just like leave you in some crevice on top of a mountain. So, I like that these games like offer you the reward of basically being able to wish for almost anything. Because to me they make it like it makes them worthwhile, but like yeah, I obviously still wouldn't play them. Like I'm a chicken shit, so I'm not gonna play any of this. But especially like the dry bones one, because that one's much more feasible and like the steps just like make more sense. And you know you can make that wish at the end. Like that seems pretty enticing, I should say. But that's that. Like beyond that, like no,
How
no thanks.
much would it cost for you to play one of these games? Like if I were to set up a GoFundMe, how much would it cost?
Dude, I honestly think like all the money in the world wouldn't convince me because I honestly believe that if you like do all these like little ritualistic like prepping and then you are literally saying out loud these words like inviting an entity into your home, um and then even though like your manual might say that it leaves in the end because you say, oh, you're not welcome anymore, that might not work. It might not be that way. That thing might stay in your home. Like it's just like the risk is just not worth it at all for me. Plus like having like an unrestrained wish is kind of like winning the lottery. Like you know how a lot of people like become miserable after they win the lottery because their lives like get turned upside down. Like I'm good. I'm Gucci. So yeah,
Right, like maybe because it came from this demonic energy or whatever, it could actually be like a twisted version of what you asked for, too.
exactly. Like the movie Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser. Like the devil concedes him like three wishes, but like when he makes a wish, like the devil like really like tweaks the wording so like he still technically gets his wish, but it's all fucked up and not what he wanted at all. I feel like that's what happens when you ask demons for wishes.
That reminds me of an episode of Futurama where the robot devil trades Fry hands.
Okay, so what you got?
You know, I got some stuff. I mentioned earlier that I couldn't remember what I have, but let me take a look. Okay, I got it. You can tell that I'm like my brain just doesn't function at all, and so that is why I don't deserve fans. So this is
It's
actually
okay. It's okay. Many people whose brain don't function at all have fans.
That's fair. This is the first one I want to talk about. This is the one that I was actually going to talk about in part one, but I decided to go with something else. It worked out because I'm talking about it now. This is another Japanese originating game, but it's played a lot in America, so you can do whatever you want with that. I got my research from a couple of different places because you'll find that everyone has different things to say about this game or different consequences, stuff like that, little details that just don't always make it. And I thought they were all interesting, so I kind of just combined them all. Um, this the one that I used the most was Hide and Go Kill Fandom Wiki. Good for them, honestly, for having a whole wiki designated for like crazy games. Like y'all are great. So this is called the bathtub game or Daruma-san, and
Hmm.
this is kind of a ritual, they're all kind of rituals in their own way. This isn't to be any way related with Daruma dolls. Daruma dolls, they're actually a symbol of perseverance and good luck. They're like the popular gift to give, so they're not related to this. Daruma-san is actually based on a person, and I honestly don't know if this was a real person. I don't know. No one knows. Maybe they do know, and I should have done better research. If you know, let us know. So,
I'm gonna call her up. Um,
um, so if you're ready, I'm gonna let you know how to play this game, and I would advise against playing this game as any other game that we talk about because even though the paranormal part may not be real, the physical implications of you doing this in reality could actually affect you. So I would say, do not do this. Okay, that is
what?
my
You were the
endorsement
one
of the
who
day.
like episodes ago was like, we should play the Ouija together or some shit like that, and I was like,
Sure, the
no, we
Ouija's
shouldn't.
fine. The Ouija's
No,
fine.
it's not. It's the same shit. It's
No, it's
basically a
really not.
ritual.
Okay, this one I'm specifically telling you not to do for a reason, and you'll know why. Okay, it's actually dangerous. Don't do
Okay, fine, fine.
it. This is like dangerous in the real world a little bit, so just don't. So basically, this game is all about summoning a ghost, and I don't know why you would want to do that. There's not really a reward in this. It's just for fun. It's just to see if you can do it, and still, don't do it. So Daruma-san is a ghost that will follow you if you do this ritual properly. It's just why not? I guess that's the reasoning for some people for this.
So stupid.
Yeah, well, Daruma-san was supposedly a young Japanese woman who died in the bathtub. To summon her, what you're gonna have to do is before you want to go to sleep, so there's not really an exact time for this, just before you want to go to sleep, go to a bathtub, strip naked. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. If you want to wear a bikini for this, I don't care. Fill the tub with
I need
water.
to strip for Daruma. She's a creep.
Daruma's not here yet. Don't worry about Daruma. She's not creeping on you yet. Fill the tub with water and turn off all of the lights. No candles, no lights. Okay, we're doing this in the dark, and this is why I said this is dangerous. So when you get inside of the
Mm-hmm.
bathtub, face the faucet. Close your eyes and begin to wash your hair underneath the running faucet while chanting, Daruma-san fell down, over and over again until you are done washing your hair. I don't know how much soap you're
There
going to
is
use.
already like, there's already like 1,000% like certainty I would never do this. Like that sounds fucking terrifying.
Oh, come on. You're just giving yourself a bath for now. So remember, underneath, you're washing your hair, you're getting that all sudsy. I don't know how much soap you use. If you use a lot of soap, it may take a while. If you don't use any soap, well, good for you. So Daruma-san fell down, Daruma-san fell down, Daruma-san fell down, Daruma-san fell down. From there,
Oh my god, are you trying? Are you trying to like summon her? What the fuck,
I'm
Shannon?
not washing my hair, am I? I'm not in a bathtub. I'm certainly not naked.
Bitch, I don't know. This is an audio format, okay?
I don't know if you're naked. You could be.
You could be naked in a bathtub for all I know.
I'm not. Okay, so while you're saying this, what's going to happen is you're going to get a mental image in your mind of a Japanese woman standing in front of you. And this, you're washing your hair, so your eyes are probably closed. If they're not closed, the mental image will probably still come to you. I mean, according to this, what do I know? And as she's standing there, she's going to fall. And when she falls, the rusty tap is going to go through her left eye, and then you will
Okay.
feel a presence near you. When you do feel this presence, if you feel this presence, ask out loud, Why did you fall in the bathtub? And do not wait for her to answer. Stand immediately. The ghost will rise out of the water behind you. And here's the thing, she supposedly will try to trip or push you when you try to leave the bathtub. And this is where I said it's kind of dangerous because even if there's no ghost here, if you're getting out of a bathtub with your eyes closed in pitch black darkness, you could slip and fall. So please don't do this. And if
God,
you do it,
yeah.
just don't do it, okay? I don't want anyone slipping in a bathtub. Okay, so keep your
Dude, I
eyes
could sleep in a
closed.
bathtub with like all the lights on because I'm stupid. So
Hmm.
this is terrible.
Okay, if you're gonna do this anyway, even though I told you like 20 times not to. Keep your eyes closed, stand up, don't let her push you, and exit the bathroom. Close the door behind you, leave the bathwater in, and go to sleep. So, this is assuming this ritual went according to plan. What's going to happen is that you're going to feel her presence from the moment you wake up. And in theory, this is kind of like a game of tag. So, she's going to chase you. So here's just the main rules. Do not re enter the bathroom after you leave it. Do not drain the bathtub until morning. So at that time, you can drain it. And basically, wherever you go, you're going to feel her and you might be able to see her in your peripheral vision. She is a one eyed woman and she's missing one of her eyes. People say that she looks like she's like kind of grungy, long black hair, the typical what you would expect. But
Yeah.
whenever you turn around all the way, she won't be there all of a sudden. So you have to be careful. She is going to get closer and closer as your day goes on, but the goal here is to not be caught. If she gets
Uh,
too close, shout Tomare, which means stop. And this will give you a chance to kind of get some distance between the both of you and you can run away. Basically, just don't get caught.
I mean, what the fuck is the point of this? I'm sorry. Like,
I told you
why
there's
would
no
anyone
point.
do this?
I told you there's literally no point. It's just fun for people, I guess. I don't want to do it. Um,
Cool.
yeah. Okay. So put some distance between you and her. Just keep looking, and then here's the goal. The goal here is to prepare yourself to be able to see her and shout Kita while doing a karate chop motion with your hand. If you fail to do this properly and fail to catch her before midnight, then she's going to come into your dreams and kill you.
Great.
I know, right? So here's some other basic things to know. Daruma-san likes water and dark places, so don't go swimming during this day. Don't go anywhere dark because she'll get closer to you. Don't say Tomari too much because every time you use it, she gets it's like the power of it diminishes, I guess. So only use it if you actually need to use it. And don't play this game again
Mm.
because why? Why would you do that? Kita,
I
the
mean,
the
why would you
chopping
do it in the
motion,
first place?
I
Uh-huh.
don't know. It means I cut you loose. So you're basically separating yourself. And I don't really know why you would do this. You must end it before midnight, or she's gonna kill your ass, I guess. Like if you already didn't slip and fall in the bathtub. I feel like this may be just like a game of seeing if ghosts are real. That's like the main thing I could think of. It's like, oh, like am I actually going to see something or is something actually going to follow me? Like it's probably more of a curiosity game than anything because there's definitely not a reward for this. Um I don't know. What do you
I feel
think?
like there's way easier ways of seeing ghosts. I feel like there's way easier ways of seeing ghosts than having one literally follow you. Like, I don't know, go to like the what's that like cruise called in like some beach in Southern
The
California, like the
Titanic?
Mary something. Like, no, but like there's just easier ways to see ghosts. Ghosts that don't attach. So like I just this is so stupid to me and it's so bad. But like I mean whatever to each their own. I'm sure people have done it. Like, but okay. Um, hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I thought
I
it
hate
was
it.
intriguing. I think maybe the reason I didn't choose it for the first time was because there wasn't a reward or whatever, but I think it's interesting because the way she died is interesting. Like that would suck. Getting like a faucet through your eye and your brain,
Yeah.
like
I
oh
mean also that has to be like a sharp ass faucet. Like, damn.
yeah. Yeah. Or maybe like the handle was missing, so it was just like the vertical like screw part. I don't know. We don't know. Maybe the point is to ask Daruma-san, why did you fall in the bathtub? Maybe she would answer you.
Dude, what if he
I don't
actually
know.
just like sits down and is like, well, let me tell you a story. Um,
I would be pissed if I was Daruma-san and this person fucking summoned me and then they didn't even like want me to stay around and hang out with them. Like, why did you like call me from the grave, bitch?
maybe the only reason she kills people if they don't catch her is because she wants friends, and that's why.
Yeah, maybe that's why. That's kind of sweet. Okay, so this game is called The Dark Reflection Ritual, and this was written by Bishop Storm at Creepypasta Wiki. Um, I stan Bishop Storm. We just talked about stans, but I stan this person because they're just like there was like no like errors in their writing, and like it was just really good. And I was like, yeah, this looks fun. So I would like to do this if you're down, Andre. You can ask your boyfriend. We can ask some people in a random Starbucks if they're
No.
interested. Um, I'll let you sit on that. Because I know you said no right now, but I know that you're going to change your mind. I'm just kidding. It's ridiculous. Okay, so this game, the Dark Reflection Ritual, I've actually never heard of this until now, and it's cool. Like, I don't know. I think this is cool. So, you're gonna need some materials and you're gonna need some friends. I mean, it's optional to have friends. Okay, that came out weird. Just so you all know, it is optional. It's okay to be alone. You don't have to do it with people if you don't want to. But I don't know. It sounds like a fun party game. So you need a mirror of any type. It's said that one that you've had for a long time is the best one to have. But you can always just buy one at the dollar store if you want to wimp out. No judgment here. A candle of any size or color. So we are talking any of those beautiful, like crazy, sexy, like Bath and Body Works candles is totally fine. Like, you can do this with pumpkin spice. Like, demons don't care. Um, Also, there is a warning from Bishop Storm who shared this ritual with us. It says, once you begin this ritual, there's no way to stop it, so don't start it unless you're planning to finish it. And, I think that that's fair, and I think that's probably true. So if you are planning on doing this, just do it all the way. Why not?
Yeah.
So, when we're talking about mirrors, we have to understand that mirrors have a lot of what's the word? Supernatural kind of mythology behind them. People think of mirrors as, like entryways into other worlds. They think that your freaking doppelganger could possibly be in the mirror. All this stuff. Smashing a mirror supposedly brings 7 years of bad luck. So these legends are kind of the source for probably how this ritual came to be and what it is. So, just to start, if you have your mirror, you have to first be okay with the fact that this mirror is going to break in this ritual. And so that's kind of why you're supposed to have an older mirror, one that you've probably looked in a lot, because the eventual reward after this ritual will be stronger if it is an old mirror that you've looked in a lot, that you've had a lot of experiences with. Because the whole point of this game is to kind of harness and interact with the energy inside of the mirror. So, what you're going to be doing is harnessing the negative energy within the mirror in order to kind of excise it from your life, which sounds very self help, but no, we're messing with demons. So, in order to begin this ritual, you must stare at your reflection. Just stare it right in the eyes and focus really on transferring your negative energy into the mirror. And you only have to do this for a few seconds, and then here's where the ritual starts. Lean forward and breathe onto the mirror and make it fog up. So, the author of this post says that this is considered anointing the mirror with your breath. So, yeah, that's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
By breathing on the mirror, you are linking yourself to the mirror and to the negative energy that is contained inside. And this is an important step for the success of the ritual. So, if you're doing this with multiple people, they're going to have to do that as well. So, every single person takes a turn to stare and think about the negative energy within them, transfer it into the mirror, breathe onto it, fog it up.
Just like Everyone's hot, nasty breath on the mirror.
Yes, exactly. That moist, wet
Great.
breath. So after everyone has had their turn getting it all foggy, you light the candle. So I really like this. This is so extra. You take the candle and you attempt to burn the mirror. Um, you can do it for a few seconds, or you can do it until a black mark appears on the mirror. But it's noted that the longer you do this for, the more agitated the negative energy within the mirror will become. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know. I guess we can find out. So, here's the juicy part. We're going to break the mirror. So, just break the mirror,
Ooh.
and once this is done, start running. Run away. So basically, when the mirror is broken, the bad energy is going to stay in the one spot where it was broken, and it's going to dissipate. So if you are near it when it breaks, it's going to try and get back into you. So yeah, so that's the main thing. Make sure you run away. But the negative
Okay.
energy will continue to pursue you wherever you go. So that's kind of why the person said to do this with a group. If it's just one person, the whole of the energy is just going to follow you. But if there's multiple people running in different directions, it's going to spread out and try and chase them in smaller doses.
Hmm.
So that's
Okay.
kind of like,
Interesting.
yeah, it's kind of like a good way to make sure that you're not the only one getting screwed over, I guess. And so this is kind
Hmm.
of like a very pro and con type of game where like you're going to get a lot of cons before you get the reward. So I guess it's just really up to you if you want to do it or not, at the end of the day. So what happens next is that bad luck is going to follow you throughout the night. So the person who wrote this says it could just be a small incident like a flat tire or a chipped nail or something like that. But as the night goes on, these incidents will become more horrific. So they could be potentially life threatening. It doesn't matter how many people you did it with, it's just going to get worse. And your goal is to survive the night and make sure that it doesn't catch you, doesn't put you in a life threatening situation, I guess. I don't know how bad your luck is going to turn, but it's going to turn. And that ritual of breathing on the mirror at the beginning, that was fairly serious. And so the negative energy can now detect your breath, I guess. And so if you find yourself in a bad situation, it is suggested to try to hold your breath to make yourself temporarily invisible.
Wow. So this ghost is like a fucking breathalyzer or something? Like
It wants to know how much alcohol you've consumed. So the goal is to survive until dawn. So that would probably be about 4 or 5 a.m., depending on daylight savings, I guess. So if you manage to
hmm
survive, you're going to get a streak of good luck. And depending on how much like negative energy you got rid of and how old the mirror was, it could last a really long time, or it could not last a very long time, maybe just a day or so. But the point is, like, the whole point of this is like you want to get good luck. You want to like ask someone out and have them say yes. You want to get that job. You want to go buy some scratchers. I don't know. Um,
That's what I would do.
oh my god, that's so funny. So that's the goal, but it's really just like risk versus reward. Like, do you want to risk something really horrible happening just so that you can have some good luck? Like, especially because you're not in charge of the good luck necessarily. Like, you don't know what that good luck is going to entail. I've seen, because I've like researched on Reddit to see if anyone actually tried this game, and people tended to say that it did have an effect. They would say, like, oh yeah, I had such bad luck, or like I got bad news, and the next day I got something good. But like, that's really just like, that's life. And that's how that works, you know what I mean? So I'm not sure if there is anything to this at all.
Yeah, I
What?
think it's probably just like some kind of like preconceived bias because they play the game and so they see anything that's slightly lucky as like, oh, this is just part of my lucky streak now, but probably nothing
Hmm.
happened.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I see too. Um, so there is a couple of rules to keep in mind if you're going to try this. So the ritual needs to be started after sunset, with at least 6 hours until dawn. It's kind of to keep it fair so that you're not cheating by starting right before dawn. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so don't start during the day because the daylight's not going to keep you safe. Um, doesn't matter, you're still going to have bad luck. And yeah, this is basically just for people who really want to want to see a change in their life, I guess, and they've tried everything else, so they're like, yeah, let's do a mirror ritual. Like that seems like the thing that I guess that's one way to do it. It's better
Boy, you
than
must be really
Daruma-san.
desperate at that point if you're like, let me summon like the underworld.
Yeah, isn't that how all summonings of the underworld actually start though? It's like it's all out of desperation or curiosity, I guess. Or if you just want that ghost dick.
True, true. Shout out to Kesha again. I really like that. That was interesting. I mean, Spooky still would never do it. There's no fucking way. But I understand why some people would do it, and I also understand the whole like last resort kind of thing. I mean, you are right. That's why most summonings of anything or rituals of anything get started. People think they're gonna get something out of it, so whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean, regardless, really interesting. I hadn't heard of it. I also hate it, so thank you.
I want to play it with you. I think it would be fun with you. I don't
No,
want to play it alone.
no.
Well, I just feel like it's all purely psychological, and so this one really doesn't bear with it any real risks. Like, we're not
I
gonna.
mean, I could say the same thing about any of the other ones. Like, oh, the Daruma-san isn't actually in the bathtub. Like, it's just your imagination. You're having a hallucination.
Right, but you could actually slip and fall whether there's a ghost or not. So that's still more dangerous. You know what I mean? Like, the worst thing that could happen
Break,
to us doing this is like we
breaking a
get a
mirror can
cut.
be dangerous.
Yeah, like a little tiny cut. We're not
I
gonna like
guess.
break it so
Fine.
aggressively that it flies into our face. And like driving into
I'll
trees is
think
not
about
safe.
it. If not, I'm gonna have you tell Riley because he'll probably want to do it with you.
Yeah, he probably, maybe, I don't know. Okay, if we do it, we can buy a dollar store mirror because
Okay.
I feel like it doesn't. Let's do a dollar store mirror.
I mean, also, if we're gonna do rituals, like it's still important to budget. So I totally agree.
Oh my god, right?
Everyone, thank you for listening. Um, uh, this has been episode 29. If you have any ideas for next episode, please do send them to us our way at Talk Scary on Twitter. You can DM us there. We are also on all podcast listening platforms, so please do give us a listen and write us a review anywhere. We are on Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, Apple Podcast. We are on Google Play. Shannon, anything else?
If you're a Standre, don't be afraid to just, let it shine. Just be a Standre.
All of my Sandras, please send me ideas. I know that you guys love this. So I want to hear what you want to hear us talk about. So if you're gonna be stands, be good for something, right? I didn't just give you that title for nothing. So Standres, come on, come to me with some ideas. Now, no large Tuesday for bedtime. The Mothman and now Bigfoot and maybe Daruma-san are real. So keep that in mind. And thank you for listening. We will talk to you next week.
Bye!